Hi, my name is Chandra and I'm making a lot of gluten-free bread on this day. So I didn't set out to make so many, but I just kept going. So I thought I would show you what I was doing. This first loaf is an enriched bread and I want to use this to make a French toast bake. So I wanted kind of a sturdier bread, either this or like a French bread kind of thing that won't fall apart when it soaks in the egg custard. So this worked really nicely for that, and there is that one. Now these next loaves are going to be baked in loaf pans, and they do not fit in any of my Dutch ovens like that. So I use this roaster, and it works beautifully. This is the bread my daughter likes the best, so I like to keep this on hand. I make always two because we'll just put them all in the freezer. And if you're making one, it's just as easy to make two. This first one, I did not put any ice cubes in that roasting pan. And then for the second one, I did. I did notice a nicer browning on the second one. I think the steam probably helped just keep the surface softer and from drying out as quickly as this first one did. The second one has a nicer color. It did not rise as high, but also I don't weigh my breads, so it's possible the second one was just smaller. Either way, I think I would use an ice cube again next time. It was nice, and it certainly wasn't detrimental, I don't think, to the bread. That was 2 ice cubes. Maybe next time I would do 1 ice cube, and then it wouldn't add so much water to the air, because there's already a lot of liquid coming out of a gluten-free bread, because gluten-free flours absorb so much water. You have a lot more water in there, which is why they bake for so much longer than a gluten-containing bread. So 2 ice cubes might have been overdoing it, but here I need my pans, so I'm taking that bread out of its pan after it's done with its initial 20 minutes so I can get these next breads into the same pans. These are going to get a little egg wash, and this is my favorite gluten-free bread as well as my husband's, and he can do okay with my regular sourdough bread, but he chooses to use this bread. It's that good. It's really, I don't think that somebody who didn't know would know that this was gluten-free bread. So that's really exciting because, you know, we miss regular bread when we can't have it sometimes. So this goes right onto a stone so that the bottom doesn't get that dense layer that can sometimes happen. And it works really nicely. And that will be it for our breads. These are all now in the freezers. One of those loaves that my daughter likes, it's on top there, is already gone. One of these loaves that I like is already gone. So we're eating right through it. So for the French toast bake, I am cutting these slices nice and thick. I'm basing this recipe, which I will have on my website, off of an Ina Garten recipe for a baked French toast that, of course, is not gluten-free or dairy-free, which this one will be. And she calls for raspberries. I had blackberries, but I liked the idea of putting berries in it, and it was delicious with the berries. Overall, this was really good. My son liked it. My daughter, I think she did like it. It took her a while to consent to trying it at all, but it was pretty yummy. When you're making some kind of French toast bake, it's nice to have the bread be a little bit stale or dry. And like I said, gluten-free bread is already more moist than regular bread, and it hadn't even been 24 hours since I baked this. This is the morning after the day of all the baking. So I am going to cube this up and then put it into the oven to dry out a little bit more so that it has plenty of room to soak up custard. And yes, it does smell really, really good. So in case you want to see the insides of all these breads, I will show you. So here is my daughter's favorite bread. Nobody else likes this bread as much as she does. I don't know what it is for her about this one above the one that I really like, but that's just fine. That's actually good because it means that it's always available for her. It doesn't get used up before I notice. This day, all these breads I used instant yeast to make. I do make this one in particular with sourdough sometimes, and it pretty much looks the same. It does have that sour taste, and my daughter does not like that as much. So I mostly make this not sourdough, but it's very possible to sub out the yeast for your sourdough starter if you wanted to make this sourdough. And I will link all the recipes for these breads in the description. The 3 different breads are all loopy whisk recipes, and then the French toast bake is my own, adapted from an Ina Garten recipe. So all of that will be down in the description box if you are interested in recreating any of these things. This is my favorite. It is so good. Now, I think probably all or most gluten-free bread needs to be toasted, and this is no different. But once this is toasted, wow, it is like incredible. I mean, I don't even miss eating bread now. I have this. I feel great. Although the more I talk about the toasting and the necessity of the toasting, I feel like I should try this without toasting it so I can tell you how it is. Maybe it's good and I'm missing out. So, I'll get back to you on that. That's all the breads. Let's get back to our French toast. I'm just tossing these about halfway through. It's about a 15 or 20 minute process at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Once I poured the custard over the bread, I let it sit at room temperature covered for about 2 hours to really soak up the custard, and baked it at 350 degrees for a little over an hour.